The Marshall Space Flight Center had spent years directing development and testing of the Saturn 1B launch vehicle, and it was not by chance that Apollo 7 was placed almost exactly on its planned trajectory into orbit about the Earth. The crew would settle down to a weightless life in a spacecraft with 4 times more room than Gemini. The crew worked with a telescope and a sextant, taking landmark and star sightings for navigation, as will be required for lunar flight. All in all, though, problems were minor and generally were readily overcome or solved. The spacecraft almost seemed to grow stronger as the days went by. But Apollo 7 was as much a test of man as of machine, and human errors were not taken lightly.
Apollo 7, Houston, we acknowledge the error on the ground here. Okay, I'd like to have the ground get to work and look at the sleep rest cycles.
The error had led to an interruption of a sleep period for the astronauts, who were understandably irritated after days of hard work. It was imperative that this situation be remedied. There were also those problems to which man is susceptible but cannot control, like the common cold. As the cold spread to all 3 astronauts, doctors feared that there might be discomfort, even pain with eardrums, as pressure increased during re-entry. The astronauts were able to cope with the problem, however, by taking decongestants and holding their noses and blowing to equalize re-entry pressures. By the time Apollo 7 entered its 11th day in space, it had exceeded the time required for a flight to the moon and back. It was also well on its way to accomplishing all planned objectives and more. Apollo 7 was called 101% successful.